The Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for Thursday, November 9th, 2023 is now called to order. All board members, legal counsel are present. First, we'll have approval of our minutes from November 2nd, 2023.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the meeting on November 2nd, 2023.
Second.
Motion has been properly made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next, we have claims for payment for November 10th, 2023 in the amount of $213,875.98.
Make a motion to approve the claims for payment for November 10th, 2023 in the amount of $213,875.98.
Second.
Motion has been properly made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have street closure requests, and we have Captain Smith from the Police Department present to speak to the board concerning these requests.
Madam President, board members, council, good evening. The first closure that I have tonight is from Brian Ballinger of Wisenhunt Construction. They're requesting permission to close Sailor Street, or the North Service Alley, directly behind the 920 East Main Street building, and also the west or southbound lane of North 10th Street between East Main Street and Sailor Street. They're requesting the closure for Sailor Street starting on November 10th, and that is to last approximately 5 days for the hours between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. They are also requesting that closure of the southbound lane of North 10th Street that's going to start on or about November 17th, and that will also last for approximately 5 days for the same hours, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The closure is necessary to allow for machinery access to 920 and 930 East Main Street buildings, which is the former BSN Sports Building or Kessler's Sports Building. And then they also need a little bit of flexibility with those dates due to the fact that the roof work that they're doing is weather dependent on it. And they've agreed to keep me advised if the closure is going to go any longer, if they're going to be any shorter, so that I can keep the appropriate agencies notified.
Make a motion to approve the street closure for Wisenhunt Construction of Sailor Street as presented.
Second.
Motion has been properly made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I have one additional that just came to my attention earlier this evening. The Veterans Day Parade is tomorrow, and we had originally had the approval to have Northwest 8th Street closed for the lineup. I found out the high school marching bands are going to be involved, and they don't have enough room for them. So I'm requesting that we close Southwest 8th Street from Southwest A to Main from 7:30 to 9 a.m. for parade lineup. And the residents in that area, which are only 2, have already been notified by the American Legion of that closure.
All right. Do we need to take any action on that, Kim?
I don't think so. I think just the standard motion for what was presented.
What was already presented? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve the updated street closure request for the Veterans Parade on November 18th, 2023, as presented by Captain Smith.
Second.
Motion has been properly made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have bid opening concerning pole barn for Fire Station Number 5. First bid is for BCR Incorporated, doing business as Wiesenhunt Construction. Their base bid is for $382,000. Next bid is from S&S Construction. Their bid is for $454,200. Next bid is from Commercial Maintenance Services. Their bid is for $419,165.57. Next bid is from Smerelli General Contractors. Their bid is for $371,750. And the last bid is from Thor Construction. Their bid is for $379,000. And these bids will be taken under advisement. Next, we have a request to approve contract number 192-2023, Red Dog Enterprises. Sherry Ritchie from Code Enforcement is present to speak to the board concerning this request.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The Code Enforcement Department set out emergency bids for cleanup, removal of overgrown vegetation, sealing and boarding up of windows and doors, and a demo of a back stairwell/balcony area of an unsafe building located downtown at 1025 East Main Street, Richmond, Indiana, on September 29th, 2023. The bids were as follows. Red Dog Enterprises, Inc., $6,500. B&B Construction of Richmond, $26,900. S&M Home Solutions called me and declined to bid. Green Can Clean declined to bid, and A1 Property Management LLC, no response. The lowest and most responsive bidder was Red Dog Enterprises, Inc., in an amount of $6,500 and was awarded to them on September 29th, 2023. We are now asking the board to approve contract number 192-2023 to Red Dog Enterprises, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $6,500.
Make a motion to approve contract number 192, 2023 with Red Dog Enterprises, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $6,500.
Second.
Motion has been properly made and seconded. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Next, we have a request to approve change order number 2 to contract 187-2022, Smerelli General Contractor. Greg Steens, Director of Public Works and Engineering, is present to speak to the board concerning this change order.
Thank you. Dear board members, additional sidewalk and driveway replacements were needed in the project area. The existing bid unit prices were used to calculate the cost of change order number 2. The total cost of change order number 2 was $71,424. Change order number 2 will be paid from existing street department, local road and street, from the local road and street budget, and I recommend approval.
If there are no questions, I will make a motion to approve change order number 2 to contract number 187, 2022 with Smerelli General Contractor, Inc. In an amount not to exceed $71,424.
Second.
Motion has been properly made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is change order number 3 to contract number 121-2023, Milestone Contractors.
Thank you. Dear board members, change order number 3, this is the final change order as a result of an increase in installed bid quantities. Change order number 3 increases the project cost by $10,314.91, bringing the final project cost to $1,454,818.81. Local road and street funds from the street department budget will be used to pay for this change order, and I recommend approval.
Make a motion to approve change order number 3 to contract number 121, 2023 with Milestone Contractors, LP, an amount not to exceed $10,314.91.
Second.
Motion has been properly made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a request to approve addendum number 1 to contract 168-2023 S&M Home Solutions. Sherry?
Good evening again. I'm requesting to do an addendum number 1 to contract number 168-2023 for an additional amount of $1,750 for an emergency demo of a garage that caught on fire at 118 North 17th Street. It would bring the total of the contract not to exceed a total amount of $2,850.
Make a motion to approve addendum number 1 to contract number 168, 2023 with S&M Home Solutions, LLC, as presented by Sherry Ritchie.
Second.
Motion has been properly made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Next is a request to approve a curb cut at 4265 West Industries Road. The driveway petition has been approved by City Engineering, Police Traffic Division, and Planning Department.
Make a motion to approve the curb cut at 4265 West Industries Road.
Second.
Motion has been properly made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And there will be no Board of Works meeting November 22nd due to lack of quorum. And we are now adjourned.